Welcome back to The Secret Life of Eb. If you're new to my channel, this page is all about how I incorporate a more natural, holistic lifestyle for me and my family in hopes to inspire you to do the same. Today's video is all about length retention. I made a video on Instagram about popular things I stopped doing to grow my hair, and it caused quite a tussle. Okay, it caused quite a tussle with the girls. So many people were saying that my length is accredited to genetics, and I just want to tell those people, like, on average, hair grows 6 inches a year. Genetics may cause some people hair to grow 4 inches a year. Genetics may cause some people hair to grow 8 inches a year. However, your hair still grows. The reason why you can't see it is because you're not retaining length. So y'all forced me to do this YouTube. Let's get into it. The first thing that you may be doing wrong is using the wrong type of comb. I know this is like basic for the girls that's been doing this natural thing for a while, but for people who are new to it, they still may not know that you don't want to use a small tooth comb. And this is not even that small. These smaller tooth combs are more likely to break your hair off than wider tooth combs. Some people don't like wide tooth combs. Some people finger detangle, right? I start off with a good finger detangling, and then once I feel like, okay, feels all right, I come back with the wide tooth comb. The way you're combing your hair is also an issue. Are you starting from the bottom, or are you coming from here and raking it down? You want to start from the bottom. I wish I could give you a good tutorial, but I can't. You want to start from the bottom. Gentle comb. Gentle. See how smooth that is? Smooth. And work your way up. Y'all raking and then wondering why your hair is breaking. Ooh, that's a line. Y'all raking, wonder why your hair breaking. Another thing that you may be doing wrong, and this is where I'm super guilty of this, is you're letting your hair get tangled or matted. A pineapple does not work for everyone. I know it doesn't work for me. When I put my hair in pineapples, the back of my hair gets matted. So if you have time, try to do either braids or twists or something where your hair will not get tangled up. Having it in a stretched state is optimal. Third thing you may be doing wrong, you are either combing your hair too wet or you're combing your hair too dry. When your hair is too wet, it is at its weakest point. Sometimes wet hair feels like it's easier to comb through. It's also way more prone to breakage. And of course, if it's too dry, you want to add product to it. Detanglers are good. If you can find one with natural ingredients, that's awesome. I've been using this. I don't know what this is. It's something though. I forgot what it's called. I'm gonna have to look it up. I'll try to put it in the description if I can find it. But I use something with a little slip to my hair, especially my ends, before combing through it. And the next place a lot of people are going wrong is they don't have any type of protection before doing styles, combing, brushing. They're just raw dogging their hair. I always use some type of protectant. Right now I'm using almond oil on my ends. Normally I use Shea Moisture's Reconstruction Finishing Elixir, but I ran out and I haven't went and read up. You need something to protect your ends. Your ends need to be protected at all costs in order for you to retain length. Now, I know I try to get into things that people really don't want to hear later in the video. It needs to be said, you're over manipulating your hair, and that's probably the biggest reason why you're not retaining length. I know we all want to look cute, but sometimes looking, I'm not going to say ugly, but I mean, normally I will put my hair in individuals with my real hair and just leave it for like 2 months, or I just put my hair in a ponytail, or sometimes I just walk around looking a mess and I just leave it. I've done the look in a mess thing a lot, actually. I feel like that's the key to growth. Maybe looking a mess is the key. Finding a style where you don't have to manipulate your hair, you just leave it alone, is going to be the best way to go, even if it's not the cutest. So you just got to think about the end goal in those situations. Even if you feel like, wow, I look terrible, just know the glow up is coming and you're sacrificing now for results. Stressful styles are stressful styles honestly have our community in a chokehold. Stressful styles include weaves. Stressful styles include some braids, even feed-ins, knotless, right? These are things that we have been told are protective styles. I know people that have been wearing weaves for years and their hair maybe is just like shoulder length, which isn't bad. That's a goal of yours. But if you desire to go longer and you notice that you've been wearing weaves and wigs and things for years and your hair isn't growing, it's because you don't have the hair porosity, the texture, whatever it is that your hair can flourish in that stressful state. Some people's hair can. Look at some certain entertainers, you see that they've been wearing wigs and weaves and their hair is just growing, it's flowing. If you know that your strands aren't doing well under stress, that means that wigs and weaves and all that stuff that you think are protective styles actually not protecting you. It's causing harm to your hair. It's stressing your strands out. Everybody's hair is not created equally. I did a wig challenge for 2 months at one point. I looked terrible. Put your hair. I looked bad. But I thought that if I kept my hair braided under it with my little wig on, that I would be okay. And I didn't see much growth. My theory is that the scalp needs some type of air. I don't know. It just didn't work for me. Just be mindful that just because you know somebody whose hair grows great under a wig doesn't mean that it's going to be the same for you. Your strands might not do well with stress. And the last thing that I wanted to touch on was protective hair gear when you're going to sleep. And silk and satin are going to do better for your hair than cotton. Cotton causes your hair to rub off or break or cause your ends to split. So you want to have a silk, which is hella expensive, or a satin lined bonnet. But for people who can't seem to keep their bonnet on, that scarf keeps falling off their head down at the breakfast table before they get up, you can invest in silk or satin sheets or a silk or satin pillowcase. Even if your stuff falls off, your hair will not break like it will if you have cotton sheets or polyester like most people do. I should do a video on how bad polyester is for you. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. If you made it to the end of this video, thank you. Make sure you drop a comment down below about what works for you, what doesn't work for you. Also, no tussling in these comments, please. And if you believe that genetics is the only way to grow your hair, just go ahead and exit off my page, because that's not what we believe up in here. Make sure, again, you hit that subscribe button, hit the notification bell so that you'll be notified whenever I post a video. Like and comment does help with the growth of my page. See you in the next video.